All right, so, there's a lot of hubbub with the new administration about what's going to happen when immigration changes. I'm getting calls constantly, emails. Now that Biden's seen out the new laws here, what's happening? There's nothing new. Nothing has changed. The president has talked a good game so far, but he hasn't walked the walk yet. He made it sound like he's going to change everything, but nothing has really changed. The only one or two changes was the so-called Muslim ban was lifted, which didn't make much of a difference for the cases that were affected by that, because there's other bans and other issues that exist. There's also one other thing he did that was not that big a deal, but the rest of the stuff are all in place. Many of the COVID bans are going to remain until the end of March. No word on what's happening with DACA. There was an executive order that was supposed to be signed multiple last Tuesday or a week or two ago, but all they said when they were signed was that we're going to think about it some more. The last 4 years wasn't enough time to think about it. Now they have to still think about it, but it is what it is. So the reality is the border situation has not gotten any better. The travel bans haven't really got any better. People are still stuck outside. The embassies are not opening up. Many of them have been doing interviews for most types of cases. USCIS is backed up. Biometrics appointments are taking 7 or 8 months to get easily. Receipt notices are sometimes taking 3 to even 3.5 months to get. It's kind of wild situation. And we got news today that the administration is still going to fight and argue in support of a court case that the President Trump's administration was pursuing for diversity visa lotteries. These are green card lottery winners that were suing, and the government's still fighting this. They didn't drop the charges, so they're still fighting President Trump's fight. So far is not a good start. So far, the immigration situation has not been a positive. It's been more of the same, although the rhetoric has changed. There's been bills introduced into Congress saying we're going to try to get status for people that have DACA, deferred action for child arrivals, for people that are TPS holders. And people are getting really excited. A lot of videos coming up on the various social media sites talking about this. But the reality is, if you go and check the congressional history for bills being introduced, every year there's like 50 to 100 bills being introduced for immigration in Congress. Almost none of them go anywhere. So it's just like the fact that they're being introduced is exciting us because no one's paying attention to the fact that these bills are always introduced and they always go nowhere. Now hopefully it'll be different. Democrats control both parties, both houses, and the president's Democrat. But immigration is one of those issues. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. And some of these, the trajectory is better than it was during Trump, obviously, but nothing has happened yet. So we get a lot of questions about this in a live Q&A right now about what's happening with this, why is it going forward and that. And we'll talk about it, but all the answers with regards to when is something going to change, when is that going to happen, it's like asking me when is COVID-19 going to end. I don't have those answers. So I hope you enjoyed this educational video. Also, you'll find our social media site has a lot more videos, images, and information about the U.S. immigration process. Please check those out on the various social media websites.